Are you hearing her?
No, I can't hear you, Corey.
She has herself.
I muted myself and not you. Oh, rookie mistake. Okay, so let's try that again. Welcome to tonight's team call. It is Wednesday, December 21st. It's been a stressful day, so that was just what I needed to lighten my mood and laugh a little bit. I can't believe we only have 10 days left in the year, you guys. So don't give up, don't retreat. This is the time to push forward and reach out to more people and start growing more relationships, adding more people to your network and stepping outside of that comfort zone, right? So that we really set ourselves up for great momentum in the new year. So speaking of great momentum, we have some really amazing things happening with the business. So in January, we have the health bet coming up. So I do want to discuss that a little bit. And then I'm also going to discuss a little bit about the new All Access Pass. And then we'll dive into our call. So the health bet for January of 2017, if you need further information, because I'm just going to give you some of the basics of the health bet for January, the FAQ is 1492. So FAQ 1492 for the January health bet contest. So in order to qualify, they need to be drinking Shakeology and using a Beachbody workout program, right? They need to be in a challenge group through My Challenge Tracker app, which you will set up. And the qualifying weeks are from January 9th through February 5th. And you can go on and look like what the actual weeks are, but I mean, it's like January 9th through January 15th, right? So it's a week at a time, because for each week, they have to log 5 Shakeologies for each week period, right? For all 4 weeks, every week. And they have to have a picture. It can be a picture of them drinking it. It can be a picture of it just sitting on the counter. They don't have to necessarily be in it, but it has to be a picture of their Shakeology, and it has to be logged 5 times a week. And then they also have to have a minimum of 3 pictures, or I'm sorry, a minimum of 3 workouts. This does not require a picture with it, but they do have to have at least 3 workouts every week logged, okay? Now, that's for them to earn a piece of the pot. So the pot was $2 million, and then they were going to add $5 for every challenge pack sold through whatever dates. It was like, I don't remember where it's at. October 31st through December 31st. So the pot could get up to $3 million this time. So definitely start, if you haven't started inviting to that, you definitely need to be, and making posts about that and creating a buzz around, you know, you can earn money for working towards your New Year's resolution goals or your health and fitness goals for the new year, getting on track. Use this to help you keep focused and working towards your goals, right? So definitely be gearing up for that. So that kicks off on January 9th, which is the first Monday of January, okay? I think that's also, again, FAQ 1492 if you need further information or the breakdown of the weeks, anything like that. The next thing I'm really excited to talk to you girls about is the All Access Pass to BOD for the entire year. So this is really cool because you're getting a challenge pack, so you're getting the portion control containers, you're getting 30 meals of Shakeology. It is not paired with the performance stack. It's only paired with Shakeology as a challenge pack, and you can also get it as a kickstart. So you'd get your Shakeology, the portion control containers, as well as the 3-day refresh, right, for the kickstart portion of it. And then basically what it's doing is giving them entire access to BOD and all the programs that we've ever had that are currently in BOD. Every single program, they have access to it for an entire year. Plus, any programs that come out In 2017, they will also have automatic access to those programs, which is pretty freaking awesome. Like if you think about it, the challenge pack is $199 and they have access to every single program that we've ever launched. So what's cool about that is you get to try different workouts, but after you dive in and you're working towards your goals and you're ready to change it up, you already have access to that. You don't have to purchase another program, right? They can keep on and you can help them create a plan for the entire year. Like let's look at, like I myself have a plan for the next 6 months. So I might say to my challengers, well, this is what I'm going to be doing, and kind of look at what meets their goals and what is going to help them with their goals where they're at, you know, meeting them where they are and helping them say, okay, let's start with this for maybe the first 2 months. And then on month 3, we're going to move into this. And you can kind of help them lay that out to show them the advantage of having access to it for the entire year. Some bonus points for us as a coach are your commission on the $199 is $70. That's amazing. Like that's awesome commission, you guys. So $70 is our commission off of the $199 package. And you get 3 Success Club points from that one challenge pack. Like how cool is that? So the way that that actually works is when they purchase the challenge pack, you get your 2 Success Club points right away like you always do. The third point, the bonus point, will actually be reflected the following Tuesday. Except if they purchase it on a Monday, it would be then the following Tuesday, not tomorrow. It would be then the following Tuesday, so that they have time to go through and see those packages and add that up, okay? So a couple key points for you. I already mentioned it's $199. For your customers who are already using BOD, it's only $99.95 for them to upgrade and pay for the subscription for the entire year, okay? So $99.95 for them to upgrade and pay for the entire year, which really, if you think about it, they're paying, if they're using it already, they're paying $80 for 6 months. And that's just for the programs that they've purchased plus the freebies, right? If they pay the $100 up front, then they get all access for 12 months to every program. Okay, so just kind of break it down for you a little bit. And the other thing to keep in mind, this does launch on Tuesday, December 27th. And they are asking that we give up to 5 days for that for them to have access to every program, because they are anticipating an overwhelming response to this. So just kind of keep that in mind, that there could be up to 5 business days for that to reflect all the programs in their BOD access, okay? And it starts on the 27th, and it's going to run through February 28th at this point. They are anticipating that they are going to raise the price after February 28th, just so you are aware of that if you did not yet hear that, okay? So it's an amazing offer, you guys. Like, it's giving them accountability and something to keep focused, and a program to keep them locked in over the next 12 months for a one-time fee of $199. And it's a value of over $6,000 if you add up all the programs that they are going to have access to. So it's an amazing offer. In our files of the Team Living Healthy and Fit, underneath the inviting script, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will actually see how I worded, you know, like the 21-day fix script, how it words the breakdown, how I was wording that to my customers, and how I'm inviting them to that as well, okay?
After the first year of them using it, is it only $99.95 to re-up it, or is it the or did they not say that?
It doesn't. I didn't read that far into the FAQs.
I don't know if you knew or not.
What happens after the annual All Access membership expires? Members are automatically re-enrolled in the annual All Access membership at the $99.95. So that would be like
Okay.
the agreed to, because we're not repurchasing the challenge pack again. So it would be a one-time fee every year for $99.95 for them to keep up with that. Okay. That's a good question though. So if you have any further questions, I definitely encourage you to check out the FAQ. It's 3013. And that just breaks down literally everything. I just printed it off, but it has questions like that, Hannah, and it gives you the answers right next to them. Like when it launches, the all access members still get the 10% discount. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, but club members get a 10% discount on any programs or anything that they purchase after. So that still includes them because they are a premium club member. They would still get that 10% discount, things like that. So it breaks all that down in the FAQs. Okay. So that's a little bit about that. So I definitely encourage you to be promoting that and sharing that with people. And right now, that's the package that I am gearing people towards, unless they like we have a specific want or something like that. But really, if they have a specific want for a program, they have access to that, and then to give them, you know, access to everything else so that when they're ready to change into a new program. I mean, how many of us stay on track better when you're in a program day 1 to day 21 or day 1 to day 30? I know I do. You know, it makes me keep focused. So this is a way for us to help them keep getting results instead of that yo-yo effect where they're like, oh, well, I lost my 10 pounds or I lost my 30 pounds. So now I can kind of slack off a little bit. And then like before they know it, they're beating themselves up again, right? We've all been there. We all do it from time to time. So this is our way to help keep them focused through the entire year. So definitely start sharing that if you haven't already. And for tonight's team call, I would like to go over goals and goal setting. Wah, wah, wah. I know we talk about this all the time. Why do we talk about goals? Why? We've already gone over goals. We've already set goals. We've maybe missed goals. We've maybe hit them. Why do we keep talking about goals? Well, it's so important to revisit our goals often, especially at the end of the year and the beginning of a new year, to reevaluate where we are, right? Did we reach our goals? Did we maybe miss them? And kind of evaluate what our new wants and needs are, should they be new. And setting goals is something that we should be practicing every single day. It's something that we should be mastering every single day. So Tony Robbins says, with goals, we are creating our future in the now by putting our mind around it and thinking about what we want for our future, whether it's within the next year, the next 5 years, the next 20 years. We are making that reality, that future, our reality, okay? We need to set goals that inspire us. We want them to be realistic and obtainable, but they need to inspire us. Paying our bills is not inspiring. I mean, no, like, who cares? Like, I mean, you care because you need your bills paid, but that's not making you wake up early to grind to quote unquote pay your bills. It needs to be something bigger than that, right? It needs to be something to excite you to want to do something bigger, to do something different than what you've been doing. Because if we expect to keep on the same path and doing the same thing that we've always done and expect different results, it's the definition of insanity to expect a different outcome by making the same actions and things happen. It's insanity. So making sure that we are creating high expectations to inspire us and to motivate us, but also keeping in mind that we want them to be, so this is such a hard thing to explain because you want your expectations to be high. And even if it is a missed goal, if you're pushing for that high expectation, you're going to be closer to it in a week, in 2 weeks, in 5 weeks, in 5 months than you were from day one, right? So even if it's a missed goal, you're still pushing for it. So realistic, I mean, like, don't set a goal that might take you a good 5 years to accomplish and say you're going to do it in a year, if that makes sense. So we want them to be lofty and inspiring, but not so far fathomed that we just kind of retreat and give up. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, cool. So Bear Bryant, who was, I don't remember, I was listening to Brian Tracy, and I don't remember, he was some sort of a coach. He said it is not the will to win, it is the will to prepare to win. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants big things in life. Everybody wants to have financial freedom. Everybody wants freedom of their time. Everybody wants to be happy. Like, everybody wants those things. Everybody wants to succeed and do well in life. You may have different expectations of what that means, but everybody wants to do well, right? But it's those who are willing to prepare and plan and make things happen that are the ones that actually will succeed and who will create their destiny. So I thought that that was really pretty cool. So great success requires us to prepare, to plan, to write it out. So tonight I want to share 10 steps to goal setting, okay? And I will say them, each of them, and then I'm going to break them each down, okay? So number 1 is decide exactly what you want in every aspect of life. To decide exactly what you want in every aspect of life. Number 2 is to write it down. Write it down and create clarity. Number 3, set a deadline. Set a deadline. Number 4, identify the obstacles you may need to overcome. Identify the obstacles you may need to overcome. Number 5, identify your actions needed to accomplish your goals. I'm sorry if you hear her. She's like being wicked loud in there right now. Identify your actions needed to accomplish your goals. Number 6 is create a plan. Create a plan. Number 7, get organized and write it all out. Number 7, get organized and write it all out. Number 8, what will be your daily to-do list? What will be your daily to-do list? Number 9 is develop self-discipline. Develop self-discipline. Number 10 is practice visualizing your goals. Practice visualizing your goals. And a bonus one that I didn't write down, but I do want to go over is tracking. So, number 1, decide exactly what you want in every aspect of your life. Create that clarity. So, what does that mean? So, it's idealizing your life, really sitting down and thinking about what you want in life. What are all the, like, if life was perfect right now, you had everything at your disposal that you could ever want, you had all the resources, you had all the financial freedom, whatever you want in life, if you had everything right now, what would life be like for you? In all aspects of your life. So there's 4 categories of your life to help you visualize and create this, okay? So 1 is your income. What is your job, your career, your daily to-dos? What does that look like? So income, job, career. Number 2 is your family. What is family like life? What kind of relationships do you have? What is your lifestyle? Number 3 is your health. What is your weight? What is your energy level? How often are you exercising? What does your nutrition look like? And number 4 is your net worth. So what is your wealth? Do you have a retirement? What does your is it financial freedom? What does that financial aspect of your life look like for you? So really sitting down and identifying what those 4 areas of your life look like in the perfect world, right? If everything were perfect right now for you, what would that look like? And really visualizing every aspect of that and understanding what you really want out of life. And you guys, this is something I am going to do for myself, and I strongly encourage you to do as well, to really sit down and be honest with yourself. Take some time, like at least an hour, because this stuff, your mind kind of travels and you need some clarity. And the more clear you are, the more defined your goals are going to be. And we'll talk about that. But creating clarity and just having that peace and sitting down and saying, okay, nobody can bother me. It's quiet. I don't have anybody around me. And creating that quiet time to really sit down and identify this. Because majority of people don't do this, right? So when I was listening to Brian Tracy, he's like 2% of people actually sit down and do this, and everybody else works for them. And it makes sense. The people who succeed and do well in life are willing to do the things that the majority of people are not, and this is one of those things. So really make sure you set time aside before the new year so that you walk into the new year with a plan and a fresh look and face and know exactly what you're going to be doing, okay? That's my challenge to you. So those 4 categories: your income, job, and career, your family, what do your relationships and lifestyle look like, your health, what is your weight, are you exercising, your nutrition, your energy levels, and then your net worth. What does your wealth, your retirement, your financial income look like for you? Number 2 is writing it down and creating that clarity. So like we talked about, is creating that clarity and really identifying what you want and writing it down on paper. Writing them down gives them power. And he said you should write them out exactly like you would order it if you were submitting an order online for something, or like you were asking a 6-year-old. I forget who he said, always used to say, it was some personal development person that always used to say, you should be able to write your goals so specific that a 6-year-old could read it and know what it meant. Is everything okay? It could be so specific that a 6-year-old could read it and understand what your goals are. So creating that clarity and getting specific with every detail of what your goals are. Okay? Number 3 is setting a deadline. So we've talked about this a million times, right? So if you're doing an annual goal, I encourage you to break it down. So let's say you want to be 5-star by the end of the year. What do you need to do on a monthly, more specifically a weekly, and even more specifically a daily basis? What are those you need? So like if you have that 5-star, you need to have 1-star by a certain date. You need to have 2-star by a certain date. You need to have 3-star by a certain date. You need to have 4-star by a certain date, and then you hit 5-star by your last deadline, right? For example. So then when you go back to where your 1-star goal is, then you're going to break down, over, let's say it's a 6-week period. What do you need to do over those 6 weeks to make that 1 star happen? This is just an example. I'm not saying that that's your goal. It's just an example. What you need to do. The more specific you get with your long-term goals and break them down over the course of the year so that you have many deadlines to reach, the more likely you are going to reach them and the more clarity you will create and more specific you will create to reach your goals. Okay? Does that make sense so far? Okay. So number 4 is identifying the obstacles you may need to overcome. So there's a lot of things it could be. Life happens. That's not always something that we can prepare for or know is going to happen, because as we all know, especially on this call, that sometimes things happen, right? Limiting beliefs, fear. What are some things that you have maybe struggled with? You guys, 95% of the time, the reason we aren't reaching our goals or we are not taking action towards our goals is the limiting belief. We have some sort of fear that's holding us back, or some predetermined stupid ass thought in our head that has been there for so long that it holds us back. And you start to take steps forward, and then you start to feel a little bit of discomfort, and the universe kind of pulls you back, right? So pushing through those limiting beliefs or those fears, like I said, you can't always know what's going to happen through life, but knowing that when life happens, that this is your one constant, right? This is the one thing that you know you can do and you have complete control over all the time. So using this as your one constant when shit kind of hits the fan or life happens, right? Like, I'll use me for an example today. Today I was a hot mess all day. And I was this close to saying, I'm just not going to do my call tonight and I'm going to take a me night. But I didn't, because this is my one constant. And this fills my heart up. And I knew that I would be disappointed in me if I didn't do it. Not only would I felt like I let you guys down, but I would have felt like I let myself down because I enjoy doing this. So knowing that you can always push yourself. And the more you push through those little times that it's probably not a really big deal, the more you're going to find yourself pushing through those limiting beliefs and those things that maybe are bigger down the road. Does that make sense? Okay. So working through those limiting beliefs, writing them out. I know Karina did this with me at UPW, writing them out and crossing them out and creating new beliefs. Do that. Take the time to do that. And if you haven't done it in a while, do it again. It's not a one and done, guys. That's something that takes mastery and takes us doing every single day so that when we think about it, if they're limiting beliefs, they're thoughts that have been with us probably our entire lives. To do it one time and to think that it would crush those limiting beliefs and, oh, they're gone, woo, like some magical man just came and pulled them from us is crazy, right? So making sure that you're doing that often, like really you should be doing it daily. Writing those out in just a journal. I mean, take 5 minutes a day and just start. It's like your daily affirmations and writing those out. Number 5 is identifying your actions needed to accomplish your goals. So what are those actions? For the business, and I'm not saying that all your goals are going to be business related, but obviously for the business, we know that the vital behaviors have to be done. That's a non-negotiable, something that needs to be done every single day. Inviting, personal development, being a product of the product, right? So, okay, so we have 10 minutes, so I need to go a little faster. So vital behaviors, enrolling coaches, consistency, showing up every day, what does that look like, and identifying what those actions need to be, right? Whether it's your nutrition and fitness, your financial goals, whatever you need to be doing. If it's financial, maybe not spending money, maybe not using the credit cards for things that if you really thought about it in 30 days, would you really need them type of things? Just stuff like that, okay? Number 6 is create a plan. So what are those actions that you identified in number 5? And how often do you need to do them? How often does that need to happen? Is it daily? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Because some action items have to be done daily, right? Like going over your goals and visualization and crushing those limiting beliefs. And if you're working on weight loss goals, doing your workout program and your nutrition, all those things are daily. But there might be something that's weekly or monthly, okay? Number 7 is get organized and write it all out. So once you identify what that plan is, write it down so that you know what your daily to-do list is, and make a checklist for yourself. Kind of like our tracker that we have for the business aspect of things. Work on creating one. You can use that one, or you can use something else, or you can create your own, whatever. It really doesn't matter, but creating some sort of a to-do list so that you know. And like on that list, there's things that are dailies, and then there's things that are weekly on there, right? So knowing what you need to do to help keep you focused each week and each day. And along with that one is identifying which items are top priority. Obviously, there are going to be some action items that are going to get you closer to your goals and are a vital priority, versus some things can kind of, they're just lower down on the totem pole, if you will. So identifying what the priority rating is for each of your action items. Number 8 is what will be your daily to-do list. So like I just kind of talked about, writing it all out and getting it organized and creating that list based on importance of what needs to be done first. So if you struggle with inviting, but that's a vital part of your business to help you grow, then that needs to be number 1, right? Using Eat That Frog and getting that done and out of the way so it doesn't get pushed to the side and pushed to the side and pushed to the side. Number 9 is creating self-discipline. And that comes with consistency, making yourself show up every single day. And honestly, you guys, the self-discipline, when your why becomes big enough, that's easy. It falls into place because you want that why so damn bad, it doesn't matter what you have to do to get it. It becomes your heart. So it's either something that makes you cry, or it's something that pisses you off so freaking much that you just can't stand it another day and you want something bigger. So creating self-discipline and making sure that you're holding yourself accountable. You're taking ownership of what you are doing or what you're not doing. And then number 10 is practice visualizing your goals, living your daily dream. The more we visualize, the clearer our paths become. So the more we start to visualize, we create it in our subconscious. And the more we create that in our subconscious, the more we carry ourselves like we're already there. We start exuding that confidence. We start carrying, if, like for me, 5-star is on 2017. That is very high on my goal list. So the more I visualize it, the more I say it to myself, the more I say that I'm earning $5,000 a week, the more I believe it. The more I start to create that within myself, right? So make sure you're practicing visualizing that every single day. 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It doesn't take much time, but make sure you're practicing that every single day. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on was tracking. So I kind of touched on that with like your daily to-do list and making a checklist for your priority list to reach your goals. Like I said, there's a tracker that I made. There's the business activity tracker. I think there's a couple other trackers that I've put in the files tab. I think Kelly Christine, who is Kelly Severhoff, I think I put one of hers in there at one point. There's so many different trackers out there, you guys. I don't care what you use, but until you start tracking what you're doing on a daily basis, and what happens with a tracker and writing things out like that and seeing what you're checking off on your to-do list each week gives you a bird's eye view of what you're doing, because sometimes we can be so in the middle and in the thick of our life that we don't really realize, even though we might know we're missing things or that we're not being as consistent as we should be, taking a step back and seeing that bird's eye view of what we really are doing on a daily basis and taking ownership of that and being honest with ourselves, it allows you to evaluate so much better and to see where you need to put more focus so that you can accomplish those goals. If you want to lose 70 pounds, but you're not marking off your nutrition every day, it ain't going to freaking happen if you're only showing up 50% of the time or even 80% of the time. Eventually that's going to catch up with you, right? Or if you want to, be able to run a marathon, but you never show up to run, you could probably do it, but you're going to be freaking dog tired by the time you get to the end if you make it. So it's just giving yourself the satisfaction of seeing that you are making progress and seeing that you are taking ownership and seeing where you are growing, but then also being able to evaluate, okay, I only invited this many people this week and I didn't get a lot of response, so I need to up my numbers. But if you don't know what your numbers are to begin with, how can you increase them? Does that make sense? It allows you to just be able to have a starting point so that you can keep growing. So that's all I have. We have like 3 minutes left on my timer. So if you girls have any questions, I'm more than happy before this kicks us off to answer those. But I hope that helps you. And I know that it's redundant and we talk about goals all the freaking time, but it's so important. It's so important. I had a girl reach out to me the other day. She goes, how do you keep motivated when you've reached your goals? Well, just because I lost 60 pounds doesn't mean I don't still have goals, right? I still want to lead a healthy lifestyle. So that means I constantly have new goals and new things to keep me focused and moving forward. Sure, if you don't ever create more goals for yourself, you're never going to be motivated. You're going to be content and stay where you are. But that's not what we want, because we're all here for something bigger, right? We're all here for something different than what we have right now. Not saying that what we have right now is bad. It's just saying that we want to do better. And that's great. Yeah.
What was number 5 again? I just missed the whole thing.
Number 5 was identifying your actions that need to be accomplished for your goals. And making them specific, what needs to be done daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever that looks like for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? No? Really, honestly, you guys, take the time before the new year hits. Walk into January 1 and know what you're doing. Start, because if you wait till January 1, then you're already going to feel behind. Have a plan. Sit down and make that plan now. You're probably going to have a couple days off with Christmas or maybe one day or whatever. Take some time and make that happen. Okay, it's going to kick us off. I'm going to